Welcome back, everyone. Time for us to go behind the headlines. It's 13 after the hour, and we get this latest story from one of our loyal listeners, Trickster Phillips, out there in the chat room. Thanks so much, Trix. You can follow him at Trickster Phillips as well. He has all sorts of great posts that he brings up, and this one comes from a website called thehealthyhomeeconomist.com. The headline here, CPS takes baby after parents seek second medical opinion. Now, check this out. This is an amazing story. This is out of Sacramento, California. Their child is 5 months old, and there was a hearing scheduled for, I guess it was yesterday, so we'll have to get an update on this. But the situation is you got these two young parents, Anna and Alex, and they have their little baby, Sammy, and they went to the Sutter Memorial Hospital. And the reason why they took their baby to the hospital is the baby was having flu-like symptoms. So we're going to check out what's going on with the baby. Got, temperature and whatever else you'd consider to be flu-like symptoms, right? So Anna and Alex were a little bit concerned, though, about the care their baby was receiving at Sutter. They didn't like the antibiotics that the kid was being given and thought that was a problem. And they were a little bit concerned when they asked the nurse about why the kid was getting the antibiotics, and the nurse had no clue what was going on and why the kid was getting these. So that would, make a parent a little bit, nervous about what's going on at the hospital. Then Anna claims later that she spoke to a doctor about this, and the doctor said Sammy should have never been receiving that medication. Okay, so your 5-month-old has got flu-like symptoms. Nurses who have no idea what's going on are pumping stuff into the kid, and a doctor later says that shouldn't have been happening. Yeah, you'd be a little bit concerned. So the doctors then began discussing the possibility of heart surgery for this baby, and the parents decided, screw that. We're not letting anybody touch our baby in surgery at this hospital. We're going to take the baby out of this hospital to another hospital for a second opinion. Now, according to the story here at Healthy Home Economist, the parents decided to leave without a proper discharge. So this is where possibly the little snag comes up in the story. But Anna said, quote, "If we got the one mistake after another, I don't want my baby to have surgery in the hospital where I don't feel safe. We went from one hospital to another. We just wanted to be safe, that he is in good hands." So they left Sutter and went to Kaiser Permanente. While they're at Kaiser Permanente Hospital, the police show up. The police were called by Sutter. Okay, so at this point, maybe we can understand. There's a very sick baby. The parents bailed with the kid and didn't do a proper discharge. Okay, so let's check up on that. Let's send the police over to the hospital where they're at. I mean, how they knew they were there, I don't know. The story doesn't say. Doesn't seem like they were a flight risk. Looked like they were just trying to help their baby. But whatever, let's check that out. So the cops show up there. And according to the police told the parents that staff at Sutter had told them that the child was in such a bad state that they thought that this baby is dying on our arms. According to Anna, she's saying this. But then the police saw that the baby, Sammy, was fine. And they examined the medical records that clearly stated that Sammy was clinically safe to go home. So the cops left. They said, oh, okay, we've checked up. Baby seems to be fine. We're going to go. The doctor at Kaiser Permanente said, quote, "I do not have concern for the safety of the child at home with his parents," end quote. So, end of story, right? Wrong. Next day, police come to Alex and Anna's home. Alex met them outside and was slammed against the wall and pushed to the ground. His keys to the home were forcibly removed from him, and the police entered the house to take the baby. Anna's home video of the incident shows police entering the home. And I just happen to have that home video, and we will be playing this just as soon as it will pop up here. Let's see if we can get this video to play. Hold on one moment.
Thought that their problems were behind them after their baby boy had a scare at the hospital.
But once they got home, their problems got even worse. News 10's Gabriel Rojas joins us.
Let's see if we can skip ahead to her.
To Sutter Memorial Hospital to be treated for flu symptoms. To the hospital to get that.
And they cracked my arm so they could take Sammy. They took Sammy and they just walked away.
Now, when we spoke to police, they referred us to Child Protective Services.
Of course
no
they
one
did.
will talk.
They need to do some explaining.
The doctor added, "I do not have concern for the safety of the child at home with his parents."
So police saw it, they saw the report from the doctor, they said, okay guys, you have a good day, and they walked away.
But the next day, police and officials with Child Protective Services showed up at the couple's home. The father met them outside a short time later.
I was pushed against the building, smacked down. I said, am I being under arrest? Placed under arrest. He smacked me down onto the ground, yelled out, I think I got the keys to the house.
Police let themselves inside.
He's like, okay, let your son go. So I had to let him go, and he cracked my arm so they could take Sammy. They took Sammy and they just walked away.
Now, this is going on all across America. This is not an isolated incident. There is another story from, again, the healthyhomeeconomist.com. Mother who questions vaccinations at hospital has her newborn taken away. This was at the Penn State Hershey Medical Center in Pennsylvania. I encourage you all to check up on these CPS stories, folks. I know it's not a marijuana incident. It's not a marijuana issue. But this is another example of state tyranny run amok, and it's destroying our families. It's got to end. But we're going to try to think of some better things here and have ourselves a nice day. We got Bacon Dan in the house, and he's got a loaded Gandalf.
Absolutely. Filled with Matanuska Thunderfuck.
Oh, perfect 20 after. We'll be right back.
Oh, have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. Have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. If he said he swam to China, he would sell you South Carolina. Then you know you're talking to that reefer man.
Ever wonder how often to change your bong water? The most effective method for baking pot brownies? The best destinations for a ganja getaway? How to hide herb in your car? Whether to grow your own? How precisely to legalize it? Or how something as wonderful as marijuana ever got to be illegal in the first place? Finally, you can find all these answers and much more in the official High Times Pot Smoker's Handbook, featuring 420 things to do when you're stoned. Since 1974, High Times magazine has covered marijuana in all its aspects and wonders, from cultivation to legalization to the herb's enduring and exalted place in popular culture. Packed with inside information, the official High Times Pot Smoker's Handbook rolls all of this collected wisdom together into a single indispensable ganja guide, including an entertaining look at marijuana's history, profiles of herb-friendly travel destinations and festivals, favorite potluck recipes from the High Times staff, smoking skills, advocacy, and activism.